The 20th century gave us moon landings, the internet, and microwavable pizza. But it also birthed something darker. Cults that weaponized hope, love, and even the stars to control minds, destroy lives, and rewrite reality itself. This is the story of three groups that turned utopian dreams into nightmares, and left us asking, why do we follow? In 1967, Charles Manson, a failed musician and career criminal, spun California's counterculture into a death cult. He preached love, LSD, and racial Armageddon he called Helter Skelter. His followers, mostly lost young women, saw him as a messiah. But Manson wasn't leading them to peace, he was scripting a massacre. The Tate LaBianca murders weren't random. Manson ordered them to spark his apocalyptic race war, but the only thing that burned was his myth. At trial, the guru raged like a toddler. His family, brainwashed foot soldiers. A chilling truth emerged. Charisma isn't wisdom, sometimes it's just a con man with a guitar. The Manson family exposed the dark side of the 60s dream. They didn't want to change the world, they wanted to it. March 1997, the Hale-Bopp comet lit up the sky and lured 39 people to their deaths. Heaven's Gate wasn't led by a raving madman but a quiet computer teacher named Marshall Applewhite. His pitch? A UFO trailing the comet would beam followers to a higher existence. All they had to do was leave their bodies behind. Applewhite sold his cult as a tech-savvy ascension. Members renounced families, gender, even their names. They worked as web designers, funding a compound where they rehearsed suicide. When Hale-Bopp arrived, they drank poison, plastic bags over their heads. The comet, it never had a UFO, just cold, empty space. Heaven's Gate wasn't insanity, it was despair disguised as hope, a reminder that even the rationale can fall for a story, if it promises escape. NXYVM looked like the American dream, a $5,000 a week executive success program for the rich and famous. But behind the seminars was Keith Raniere, a philosopher king who built a pyramid scheme of abuse. His inner circle? A secret sorority branded with his initials. Raniere's master-slave system used blackmail, starvation, and branding to control women. Survivors later said they stayed for the same reason anyone joins a cult, the fear that without it, they were nothing. NXYVM's collapse in 2018 revealed a modern truth. Cults don't need compounds, just LinkedIn profiles and hashtags. Raniere's trial exposed the banality of evil. No robes, no comet, just a narcissist in a boardroom selling enlightenment like a timeshare. These cults weren't about UFOs or Armageddon, they were about our need to belong, our fear of chaos. The 20th century taught us cults thrive in times of upheaval. The 60s counterculture, 90s tech anxiety, 21st century self-obsession, but their leaders? They're not prophets, they're predators, sniffing out loneliness like sharks smell blood. So what's the vaccine? Question the guru, doubt the dream. And remember, the most dangerous cults don't hide in deserts, they live in the mirror. The 20th century's cults are gone, but the next one is already whispering, stay sharp, stay skeptical, and whatever you do, *, keep watching.